Hello there guys, how are you all doing? Today I'm very excited to continue on with another one of the Patreon requested videos, this time with some of my favorite summer herbs. This was a very popular request over there and one of my all-time favorite things to discuss. So as many of you probably know by now, my practices are very season-based, and my workings rely heavily on what is currently in abundance around me during the turn of each season. And so now that it's summer, I thought we could do a continuance on the herbs I discussed in spring, but this time with herbs of summer. Now, of course, this time of year is full of such an abundance of plants and energies, and the possibilities are honestly pretty endless when it comes to working with what is outside and around you. But to keep in theme with the last video I did, I decided to try my best to narrow it down to 3 herbs that I've been using a lot of recently. So today we'll be discussing rose, basil, and peppermint. And here in this video, I'll be covering how to identify it, the medicinal uses of each plant, culinary uses, and common magical correspondences. So first, let's begin with rose. Roses come in a variety of classes and forms, and as a whole, there's a lot of variation within the species. But in general, roses are a woody, perennial, flowering plant. My favorite to work with, and the ones I incorporate into my practice most, are the wild roses. These roses have been free to grow on their own, undisturbed, for thousands of years. And they tend to only have one blossom and smell absolutely incredible. Now, medicinally, roses can be used in teas and tonics to help treat congestion and sore throats. And rose water can be used as quite a lovely toner for your skin. Now, for those of you that don't know or haven't quite gathered yet, roses are edible and can be used in a great variety of ways in the kitchen. Personally, I've found the petals taste similar to green apples, and I love adding them to jellies, jams, and of course crafting them into syrups. Rose is also a common ingredient in Middle Eastern and Indian cuisine. Now, magically, roses have been used for generations in love spells due to their association with, well, love. However, they've also very commonly been used in spells for healing, restoration, psychic ability, luck, and occasionally I've seen protection listed as well. Personally, I find them to be an essential addition to any love spell, and the rose water makes a wonderful little additive to a bath prior to a love ritual. Now, moving on to basil. Basil is a lovely companion plant that helps to repel insects in the garden and can find itself happily at home in both a container or directly in the soil, just as long as there's plenty of sun. There's some variation between the varieties in aroma, color, and leaf size and shape, but as always, there's some good general identifiers. The easiest way I've found to identify basil is through its scent, and one that I'm sure many of you know well. But other identifiers include its square stem and opposite leaves. The leaves are very smooth and glossy, and depending on the type, they may be entire or serrated. And basil, when it flowers, has tiny white or purple blossoms that appear in whorls. Medicinally, basil has been used as a gentle circulatory stimulant, and when paired with gotu kola or rosemary, is said to aid in mental cognition and memory. It's also a wonderful aid to digestion, especially when taken as a tea with ginger. Personally, I find basil works best medicinally when paired with other herbs. In the kitchen, basil is used throughout many cultures, and it's always been a staple in my home growing up, especially in the summers. One of my favorite ways to enjoy it back in the day was chopped up in a pasta salad with tomato and mozzarella. Those were the days. But the uses are really endless here, and I find that it just adds that perfect fresh summer taste to your dishes. Now, magically, basil is commonly added to any spell pertaining to love, prosperity, protection, purification, and luck. It's also very notably used in love spells, which I would encourage you all to delve in a little deeper. Some of the lore and historical uses are quite interesting. However, personally, one of my favorite ways to use the herb is to add a leaf or sprinkle some of the dried herbs into my wallet, all in an effort to attract wealth and prosperity. Now, lastly, let's dig into peppermint. To identify peppermint, gently glide your hand along the underside of the leaves to release the rich fragrances of the plant. Each different form of mint can be identified this way, as each has a very distinct smell. To me, peppermint smells like winter and candy canes, and I'm sure many of you know that smell very, very well. Peppermint is a hybrid of spearmint and watermint, and it typically grows to be about 2 feet tall. Often the stems are purple-tinged and square, with stalked, egg-shaped to lattice-shaped opposite leaves up to 3 inches long. And they often have white to purple flowers that form in a rounded head or spike. Medicinally, primarily the leaves are used both fresh and dry. Right after ginger, peppermint is my go-to for anything pertaining to stomach upset, and let me tell you, as somebody with gastroparesis, my word here is sound. Peppermint tea is great for relieving indigestion or treating colds, headaches, and cramps. I've also found it to be particularly soothing for gastric spasms or inflammation. It can also be used as a pain-relieving topical, and I like it for anything that would benefit from its cooling action. Now, in the kitchen, I love to craft drinks with the plant, and it's a wonderful, fresh addition, in moderation, to sweet salads. And of course, as somebody who loves baking, I really do enjoy incorporating it there as well. Now, magically, peppermint is most noted for purification, sleep, love, and healing. It's one of my favorite go-tos for anything pertaining to healing, especially when it comes to gastric and internal healing of the gut, even in magic, and it's something I've used there quite a bit in my own practice. But more excitingly, it has also been said that if you place a couple leaves under your pillow before you go to bed, you'll have dreams of the future. Alrighty guys, that's just about all I have for you today on these magical, beautiful herbs. I hope you all enjoyed, and I look forward to making more of these as the seasons turn. So, thank you again so much for watching. If you want to check out my other channel that is essentially turning into a vlog channel, there I try my best to document the beautiful little moments of my everyday. And if you're interested in helping to support this channel, I would really appreciate it if you check out my Patreon. There I share drawings with you all every month, along with a couple other benefits. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're all having a lovely day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.